and welcome to the Black Girl Dialogue, A Mounting in Your 30s. I'm Kairos.
Taylor, Simone,
Katrina.
And Chelsea.
And we're here to deliver all the raw and unfiltered content for you guys, especially our real life experiences. So, this week, we have a pretty hot topic. We're going to be talking about situationships and casual dating. So, one of our lovely ladies here is in a situationship. And the people want to hear from you. But before we do that, we have got to define situationships versus casual dating. So, Chelsea, how would you define situationships and casual dating?
So, casual dating to me, I feel like is more you're dating multiple people. Dating though, not intercourse. Dating. And then situationship is more of you're with one person. There is no title, but y'all kind of understand what's going on and okay with that. So that's how I'm going for it.
Okay. Would you ladies agree with that definition? Yes? No?
What you got?
So, when it comes to casual dating, I do agree on the part of there's not a certain number attached to it. You're pretty much talking to multiple people or one person, whatever your definition is. When it comes to a situationship, I do feel like it doesn't have to be one person because you could have two, three people that you are having intercourse with. If that's your stilo, more power to you. But I don't feel like it has to be one person because your attachment could be different with each person depending on what you're looking for at the moment, what you want from each person, etc.
Yeah, I would also say I think it could depend on the person how they define situationship and casual dating for themselves and their partner or partners. Um, Me today, I'm in no way, shape, or form interested in situationships or casual dating. Put that on the record. But what I really want to say in this moment is that the way that I have defined situationships and casual dating in my past is what Chelsea said for situationships. You and one person with some sort of definition for how you would define your quote unquote relationship. That's not a relationship because there's no title, so it's a situationship. And then casual dating, like Chelsea said, is multiple people at the same time. But I do feel for some people that casual dating can also include intercourse. Yes, I do believe so for some folks, but some folks might not define it in that way.
Okay, yeah. I think everybody has pretty much said the same thing. Mo, you want to chime in on what you think?
No.
So you second what everyone else is saying. Okay.
I concur.
Pick apart. I pick apart and agree with everybody. Blanket statement, situationships, no title, but you know what it is. In casual dating, we're just going with the flow. Definitely no titles, no idea what you're doing. And it is what it is.
So before we get into the interview of Chelsea, we all have had this experience before, at least within our lives. Okay, like obviously right now, as Trina, she stated, I'm not interested in that, but I have explored that. If my parents are watching, so sorry, but we're grown now, so
Cute up, Mr. Cute.
But we have all like experienced casual dating and situationships. Now, for me, the casual dating, I come from more of the realm of maybe dating multiple people. As far as like sleeping with multiple people, we'll just leave that alone. But the dating multiple people at a time, yes, that has happened before in the past life. It seems like you have so much to say over there.
We're here to keep it real. Don't.
Okay.
Because you want me to be honest, so you need to be honest.
Okay. You are really like coming for my neck. Okay.
It'd be like
so
that.
in my 20s, okay, I may have dabbled a time or
Dibble
two.
dabble.
Yes, 20s. I know
20s was yesterday,
20s.
by the way.
Okay. When I say when I
They're
say
getting
my
your ass
20s,
today.
I mean my early 20s. I'm
Oh.
talking college days, okay?
Just saying.
Okay, well, I guess you're just little Miss Goody Two
I didn't really
Shoes.
go to college, but I was outside.
You did go to college.
It won't for long. It won't. It didn't count.
It was something.
You right, it was something, but it won't nothing for real. So yeah.
They are hilarious. But as far as like in my experience with casual dating versus situationships, I'm a person that I can't really do the casual dating. I can be honest and upfront and say I can't do it. One, it's too many people to try to keep up with. Nobody wants to be sleeping around with a bunch of people. I'm a lover girl, hence my name, title, whatever. So like I can't do it. Tried it and didn't work for me.
Okay, but wait. Casual dating though, so dating multiple people, but what if you're dating multiple people with the intention of still trying to find your husband?
Ooh.
You're not doing that?
That's a good question. But in my 20s though. Okay. So let me talk about like back then versus now. So back then that was not, unfortunately that wasn't like my mindset, right? So as far as now would I do it? I could, but the space that I'm in right now, I don't have time for that.
It's a lot of work, I would say. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but the situationship, I've done that too. And for me, it did not work because at the end of the day, I wanted something more. But that person, it wasn't that they didn't want to, but what they were showing me was that they didn't want to. It was never defined. Yep.
Let me elaborate on that comment. So whether this initial conversation came up in regards to situationships versus casual dating, and so entertaining or choosing to entertain, let's just say a blank, whatever you're doing, but you know that person is not wanting to, I think is like a topic we can dive deeper into, especially when people may, first and foremost, like piggybacking off of a week ago, like in our conversation, is like somebody telling you above what they want, or what telling you without telling you, and you're ignoring what they're telling you because you're hoping for something more or you're looking for something more. But then I guess it gets into that situation or that casual dating conversation is, did y'all go into it knowing essentially what the intention was? Because I think that should be an up and forward conversation. Now, pressing the issue and repeating and elaborating and always reminding a person of what your intentions are, that should not have to be done either. Because if y'all have talked about it in the movement, one of the comments that has been made recently in the last few weeks is moving with intention and not just for attention. And so if you're constantly having to remind the person of what you want, then I think it was kind of misunderstood. Well, let me say not misunderstood. No, it was understood. It was just what that person, it was ignored, and or just, it's just at that point just a conversation versus actually somebody doing or acting upon it. So I guess if we wanted to elaborate on that, Chelsea, Kyers, Katrina, or Taylor, it's just more of choosing to, also let's piggyback on choosing to entertain something that somebody has already made you aware, but you're hoping for something different.
So I mean, I definitely want to kind of dive into that because Simone and I actually were talking about this
week.
recently happened to me. I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there. This recently happened to me. I was talking to someone, and it was a situation where I told Simone, I said, I feel like this person is giving me attention, but they're not moving with intention. And she was like, well, if that's the case, then what are you doing, baby girl? So I was like, yeah, you're right. And so I think what happens is oftentimes for me, I can't speak to everybody, but the situation is you are hoping for something. The person has said to you, they want to commit to you, they want to be with you. And because you're getting that attention up front and everything is like a teenage love affair in the beginning, it just kind of like got distracted. So then when it wasn't happening after a certain time, you're like, okay, you're giving me attention, but you're not moving with intention. You claim you want to date me, but we're still on this merry-go-round of doing the same things. It's not, we're not moving in a position of being committed to one another.
And I think a lot of the times, and that's just to piggyback a little bit off what Simone had said to in regards to that situation, is I think a lot of the times, and I feel like I said this in the last video with relationships, is are you really looking at what somebody's putting in front of you, or are you looking at the potential of what you want out of the relationship, situationship, whatever it is? And I think a lot of the times that's what we put in the forefront, and it blocks it out. So even if this person already told you, this is what I'm doing, this is ABC, it's still like, damn, I don't like A, I'm really not fucking with B, I can take C, but let me put the potential in there because I feel like I can get you there. Of the A, of the B, the C is already great. And a lot of the times people fail to realize that it drags you down, including myself. I've been there. I'm pretty sure all of us have been there in any type of relationship. We're willing to bend, but how much bending are you going to do before it breaks?
And I agree with everything that you're saying. I think what clouded my judgment was in the beginning that person was the words and the actions were aligning. So it was like, oh, okay, I'm moving with it. But then at some point it did start to shift and I felt the shift.
And does it shift on your side or their side? Because it probably is shifting on their side because they're comfortable. Because
It was. It definitely
put forward.
It definitely was a shift on their behalf. But going off of what you guys said, I definitely at that point fell for the potential because you had started up here. You put me on a heroin high and then you like dropped me off. You know what I'm saying?
Heroin is short lived.
It was.
So that can go deeper too. And then sorry, Chelsea. But that can go definitely deeper too, just by that comment you made is if you explain it that way, because I'm using your words, that's a heroin high, which we all know is a short-lived type of feeling.
Yeah.
And we're just caught up in the situation or the time.
The moment.
It's
literally a temporary moment.
And it's just a matter of time before you need something more to basically increase or bring you back to
It's literally
that.
called the honeymoon stage, y'all. That's all it is. Think about it. What person that when you first meet them that they're not doing the most to impress you, they're gonna do the most. Because if not, you're gonna get them to the curb. You're not gonna be like, oh yeah, you ain't shit, or you ain't got no money, or this and they're like, no, he's gonna come high. He's gonna step high. So of course, like he's stepping high in the beginning. Okay, he got your full attention, and next thing you know, it started kind of just lower and lower and lower. No, we're not spending no attention together. We're not going on no dates no more. Like what's going on? He's always gonna start high. I ain't never met no person that came to me and was not on their shit. So they're gonna come high always. Right. So it's just literally in the beginning part of it. That's all it is. So
I feel like that's everyone. You come correct,
right,
and then it's like it's either
falls.
gonna stay there or it's gonna
That's it.
Right.
Yeah. So situationships, there's either two types. The one that we're gonna talk about with Chelsea and
The
her
good
and
kind.
her love.
The good one.
The ones where it's like mutually respectful and reciprocated. And then the other one, which is what these ladies have been talking about, where you start off great and then one or both people in the situationship don't live up to what they set as the standard to begin with. I'm here to tell you today, leave. Don't stay. Okay? Let's make that very clear.
She's right.
The Katrina that I am today, I had to learn lessons, and that is one of them. Like Kyra said, we have all had maybe some situationships, some casual dating in the past, but I had to go through all of that to be the person I am today, to know what my expectation is from the start and through and through. And if you're not going to be consistent with it,
you got to go.
Bye. Bye. So you do have to have that level of self-awareness, respect. Like you have to know what you bring to the table and confidence in that, and then stick with it.
For yourself.
Yeah. Amen to that. You definitely have to respect yourself. You do. But I mean, as far as like, because I really want to talk to Chelsea, but as far as like just ending this part of the conversation with the situationship, that's not how it was initially, obviously. Like usually people don't go into situationships thinking I just want this as a situationship. You got a special case, but that is not usually the case. But yeah, it's like one of those things where you would think like after some time it's like, all right, we've already been down this road, we already learned, so we're not doing this again. And people are being consistent, and then at some point it shifts. And I think I'm just like trying to figure out what is the shift and why is there a shift, especially
it probably was always there.
Yeah.
But like I said, your you're blindsided by that baby. You're not looking at that. You're thinking like the potential. Okay, he can do this, he can do that. He's talking this, he's talking that, but the action is not meeting up. That's all it really is. It's always the proof is in the pudding. He gonna tell you exactly how the fuck he feels. Other than that,
So, do you feel like there should be a conversation, like when you are talking to someone new and dating, with it's a mutual understanding that this is going to turn into something, right?
yes.
Do you feel like there should be a timeline in the sense of like 90 days, or at 90 days we should figure out like you're a special case, okay, but at 90 days if people want to be committed, should that be
Chelsea
'cause
special.
I don't. Yeah. I don't know.
Simone.
I don't know about the timeline, baby, because I am the person that I am used to situationships. Like I am the situationer. Like I am used to that. Like I am okay with that because I'm and so when I say that, because like it's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because you just don't know. And it's like I think the reason why it's more a comfort than I don't know what to expect from this person, but I like where I'm at. But I want to, I got to make sure that's in my back basically. So I'm just like you don't know. But for me, I can't speak about a timeline because I don't even have a timeline. Like, oh well, it's 90 days, but I do check back like, hey, or X, Y, and Z, or hey, we on the same path still. So I mean, I do check back with that. But yeah, in the beginning, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. X, Y, and Z. Are you on the same path? No. Okay, great. So then that kind of dictates: are we in a situation or we're dating? Simple math right there.
We need to bring him to the couch.
We do.
I think
To the couch,
I'm
sir,
lost
to
train
the
of thought
couch.
because I'm listening at the same time. I think Kyra's prep started with the conversation of, is there a timeline, right? And so I hesitate to say a timeline, but I think if the progression, I would use the word progression, and with intention is there, the timeline doesn't matter because you become very comforted in what you're reassured with, what you're being told by actions or speaking your love language or whatever the case may be, that then you're not feeling gaslighted and manipulated. Then I feel like timelines, I don't know if there's a timeline, but because you're so reassured in everything that is happening, then putting a time frame does not matter. That's how at least I move. Because then I'm more, speaking from historically, I am more comforted in knowing something is happening. The person's consistent, they're moving with intention, not just attention. I don't necessarily have to constantly remind myself, oh, they'll get there. So then in return, I'm not working on potential. I'm working on the person's actions, and vice versa. I'm reciprocating to that person. So then I don't question it because they're moving the same way.
So I agree with that, but then what if it's been a year and you want
Well,
to
why'd you allow to get to a year? Because that year.
So then there is a timeline for
but
you.
no. Because what
I'm 2.5 years in, baby.
But you choose that.
Right.
You're
Right.
right.
So I'm
Well, I
saying,
don't mind.
right, you don't mind it. So what I'm saying is, for a committed, for somebody, for if you want to be like with a title for commitment, I'm not trying to say timeline. Let's take that word out. But in the sense of, you're not going to be like, that person is doing all that, they're giving you all that, but it's now been 6 months to a year.
Right.
If you want to be, so then okay.
But wait a second. Let's just clarify this, because let's take timeline out as the word. Coming from a person who has been in a relationship and deeper than that, and it just ended for other reasons because we weren't growing. I was comforted because we were moving that way. I was never set on timelines because I was reassured in my relationship it was going to happen and move to that next step. We ended for other reasons. So then and we just outgrew each other. So then at that time, no, there was no timeline. I did not think I had to get married at a certain time. It was never like that because I was and y'all can speak to that. Y'all were there. I was very like reassured in my relationship. So timeline, a year went by. This was high school. So I'm just saying, like 10 years went by. We went from middle school, high school into college, and then we ended it. Then I started to grow up, even went through school with him in X, Y, and Z. But I was still reassured in that moment because I knew what I brought and vice versa at the time what he brought. Me dating him for 10 years did not matter to me.
You were in a committed relationship.
So then that still brings it back to just the commitment of why then I'm just saying timelines, depending on what you're then talking about, timelines don't matter. And mine's a little bit different just because of the extension of middle school through high school and the transition of that. But I'm just saying, like, if I am reassured, and I'm speaking from experience, if I am reassured telling me I'm dating somebody in a year and I'm just not engaged, because of, if I'm solid in that, I don't necessarily need a ring on my finger because I know it's coming. It's just a matter of time
You
because
can
of what that
still
person has brought
get
to
a
me.
ring on a finger and get cheated on and left.
Well, vice versa,
So,
right?
and
It's
that's
still,
what
but
I'm
I'm just saying, like,
A timeline don't mean
but I
nothing.
guess I'm just saying in general, like, you're completely right, because there is that conversation of you technically are not taken until you are married and X,
Yep.
Y, and Z. And even if you're
Yep.
in a relationship, right? But I just had this conversation this weekend about being in a relationship, but you technically could be talking to other people because you are not committed. There's that conversation of not committed until you technically are married. So
Right.
that's a whole nother thing. But I'm just saying more of, for me, timelines do not matter if we are both being reassured in our relationship and we know what it is. But then there's that conversation of, well, what's taking you so long? Especially to then commit to that person, which commitment to me is marriage. So I feel like it's a fuzzy line, but I just say, for me, I don't necessarily need a ring on my finger to know somebody is committed to me as long as we're on the same page. That's all I'm saying.
In agreement. That was beautifully stated. Yeah. Anyways, so I am so
Chelsea.
sorry. But to the meat and potatoes. To the meat and potatoes. So my girl, Chelsea, has already voiced to the people that she is in a situationship and she is proud about it. And I am standing
Proud
by her.
baby.
No, seriously, I'm standing by you because I really want to know, one, like, how has that been for you? How has that experience been for you? And if you're willing to share, please do. And what does the outcome look like? I mean, are you going to stay as this, or would you like to potentially move to something? Like,
people want to know.
the people want to know, and by the people, we us.
We want to know.
So yes, I am in a situationship, and I can say that I am used to situationships. So that's why I'm so comfortable with it being how it is. The reason why I probably have been in a situation for so long was because the potential I seen and what they weren't giving was two different things. So of course I'm gonna settle. That's why I feel like I've always been in a situation. I've not been in a relationship since I was 21. I'm 32. So yeah, time is ticking. So I mean, of course I want to be married. Of course I want all of this. So yes, we have talked about all of this. And I realized, like, so for his situation, he has always been in a relationship his whole life, like back to back to back to back. Me, I've been in situationships my whole life. So I'm not, I'm not pressed. So of course, like, yes, I want that in the long run. Like, we talked about it. No, it's not a timeline because, like I said, if you're okay with how things are moving and actions are moving, because think about it, you can be in a relationship and still not get what you want out of it. So what are we doing? You want for a title? No, I don't want a title. I'm not with a title. So that's why I am okay with how it is. So yeah, but yes, it is a timeline. Like, I ask him all the time, like, yes, so do you want to talk to somebody else? Do I need to? Because let me know. Yeah. So I mean, I ask him all the time. It's clarity all the way around. That's why I love clarity. Like, telling me we're in a relationship and then not getting clarity is super things. So I am okay with that. Like, give me the clarity I need. I'm gonna give you the clarity that we need, and actions needs to be showing. Like, we going on dates, we outside, we doing this, we doing that, and that's what I love. Like, I love that. But you can tell me, oh yeah, we're together. Our date is 5/25/25. But we ain't doing shit. We're not going outside. We're not going on dates. So what am I committed to? So that's, I'm just like, I don't mind how it is, but don't get it twisted. I will stop talking to you any moment with a quickness. Like, don't play with me. Okay. But I don't mind. Like, but yes, I'm okay with where we at. Yeah, I don't mind.
Sis, I got a question though.
Yes, ma'am.
Does he mind?
So
Since you are the situationer,
right. So
does he mind?
So he says he wants a relationship.
Well, there
He
you
can
go.
see me, us being together.
Because you're so great.
Right.
Confirmation,
Okay.
confirmation.
Right. So like I say, he gives me all of that. But like I say, it's about action as well though. Like, okay, so you're saying all of this, but what are we doing? Like, do you want to date other people? No, I don't. Are you sure? So I mean, it's like a little bit like,
I think there's a question.
Does he have
What's
a
the
timeline?
question? What's
Let
the,
me pass it
man,
down
what's
to
the
the left.
questions? What's the
I'm gonna pass
questions?
it.
Pass the mic.
Uh-oh.
Because if he has expressed
Mm-hmm.
that he wants a relationship,
Mm-hmm. What are you waiting on?
is it you holding it up? And for how
Ooh.
long are you gonna hold it up?
And how long is he gonna be around to hold it up?
Okay, so now listen, y'all.
Mm.
This time it ain't me. It used to be me. It used to be me. I ain't gonna hold you. Like my last relationship, he was like, "What we doing? What we doing? What we doing?" Not yet. Not yet. But this time I came like, you know what? So sorry, y'all, but to backpedal on why I was in a situation for so long. I was mentally attracted to him, but not physically, and that's why I stayed in a situation with
Mentally
him.
attracted but not physically. How long did you stay?
Well, why are you
Repeat it.
introducing that? That's a whole nother conversation.
I'm
It
not talking
is.
about that.
We need 4 microphones. We need 4 microphones because I got to know this.
What was it?
I'm not talking about that.
How long did you stay?
Attracted, but not physically.
Yeah,
That's
no,
a
sis,
tough-
you
we
need
do
to talk about that too. Why you ain't it?
need to
You
talk about
ain't
it.
it? You right. We can go back to me. Right.
No.
But yeah, so y'all is
We are on
funny.
Here we go. Back.
Y'all is funny. But no, yeah, no.
I can't
Mentally versus
It's
physically,
me.
How long you stay?
Oh, well,
Anybody
so,
else hot?
in the situation? So, but okay, listen, y'all. So the situation I'm in now, I am physically and mentally attracted. So now I'm more open to being in a relationship. But back
So it's
then,
him.
Haven't you accepted?
you still having a
Or
way.
is it now flipped? You're ready, and now he's fine
So
with the
I-
situation.
So right, that's what. That's why he's always been in a
Mm.
relationship. But I've known this man since I was like 8th grade. Yeah, I've known him.
So there's
But he
history
always
there.
had somebody like, I'm like, damn, when is my turn? So when he slid, I'm like, my turn.
My turn.
What's up? We
I
here.
understand.
Right. So, but then he can't. So this goes back to clarity, y'all. He told me like, yeah, I've always been in a situationship. I wanna mess with you, but I want to take it slow. Cool, cause we here. This is what I'm used to anyway. So that's why I'm more okay with it. So it's not really he's waiting on me. I'm at the point where I'm waiting on him. Right. It's more of a him thing because what do I like asking a man to be in a relationship? I'm not doing that shit. I'm not. No.
Now I have a question. With
Yes,
that,
ma'am.
though. So because of the fact that it has been a while, and at first it was you are the situationer.
Mhm.
Now it is flipped. You're okay if we go into a relationship, but now he wants to take it slow. What if it's another couple of years or the timeline that's already happened?
But see,
are
I
you
don't
okay
know.
with
So
that?
I am
Okay.
because I am very much toxic, y'all. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I have
We love
learned
our
how
honesty.
to. I have learned how to like manipulate
A
my
little bit.
feelings to be like, you know what? I can. I literally my last person I was talking to, I cut him off right then and there. We're done, just like that, and I was okay with it. So I've
Sorry
learned
to
how
that
to
man.
like get my feelings like that. So if it needs to be, we can be done, sir, and I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna move on. Nigga, it's a billion niggas in this world, y'all. I need y'all to remember this. It's a billion. I'm not worried. I'm really not. Like, so if this don't work out, it's gonna be okay.
Oh my gosh.
Unfiltered. This is
Oh man, and we are still giving y'all the raw and unfiltered.
I'm gonna pass it back.
A little deeper. Sis, ask your question because you know I'm gonna answer them. What's up? What's up? What we got?
You know me. I'm my personality. Just because I assess all day long.
Mhm, I know you do.
It's my profession. I'm sorry. So why do you think that is that you're able to like very quickly cut something off? And
No, don't hold back. Don't hold back.
just because, huh? Yeah, after so long. So I mean that's the blanket statement, especially because for me, so if you know what it is what it is. You've made it very clear, and you're moving that way. Then what's the issue? Because then if you can cut it off so quickly, but you already knew what it was, then why is it so easy to cut off, especially if you already knew what it was in the first place and y'all made that very clear?
So that I think that's why, because in the back of my head, I don't know. I always think, no matter who I talk to, no matter who I deal with, this I never used to know you.
Mhm.
So remember that. Like, so I can get over you a little bit more faster than what like, oh yeah, you're in love and all this good stuff, and you don't build this bond with this person, baby. Once upon a time, you never do something in the back of my. I always think that. So I think that's why it's always easy for me to be like, you know what, noted, and I'm done.
But if it's been sorry, Trina, but if it's been like 2, 3, 4 years, do you remember the Chelsea 2, 3, 4 years back?
Baby, she will come
you
back.
right.
It's
Let
in
me
the
be
back
quiet.
pocket. What we talking about? Like, she's always there. Like, and I think that's what it really is. Like, and I've never been a relationship kind of person. Like, I need a man. No, I don't need no man.
But I think that's self-awareness.
Correct.
Then you kind of already know what you're bringing to the table. Versus if
Correct.
you haven't found yourself
You're
or
gonna-
you
you're
don't know
gonna be,
your
"Oh my
identity.
God, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't. No.
But you're very self-aware.
Correct.
And that's a whole nother discussion
It
in
is.
regards to that, because you don't even know yourself. So if you don't know self-identity, then
you're
you're
gonna
very
fall apart.
lost.
You're gonna be
Yeah,
done.
you're very
Like,
lost.
Is it
I
a-
can agree to that. Yeah, totally.
Is it a safety mechanism though?
It is.
Okay.
It
So
is.
I
It's
think you need to
protecting
talk a
me.
little bit
It's-
about that
no,
too.
No, the safety mechanism is more protecting me because like when you've gone through so many people, like you're so tired of like, oh, the same thing and all the wishes and it's nothing going through. And because think about it, I used to think back in there like, I'm gonna be married when I'm 24. Let's all laugh about it now. Like I'm 31 and it's not nothing has happened. So it's kind of like you kind of have to like prepare yourself for like, you know what, bitch, it might not happen. It might not happen, but it's okay though. Like it's okay. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
So it is a mechanism for me, like a safety mechanism for me. Might not be for them, but for me, like I'm gonna protect me at all times.
I just am saying I just agree with Chelsea because it maybe is a what did y'all say?
Safety mechanism.
Thank you.
Mhm.
A safety mechanism. Sorry. It is a safety mechanism, but it's still self-awareness because you're aware of your mechanism of how you create your barriers. You
Mhm.
have protect yourself,
Right.
healthy boundaries. I think that's a good word to put here too, without necessarily being so defensive. I'm a very self-aware person. You're self-aware, but at the same time, I know this about myself. Do you
Right.
know this about yourself? And if
Right.
you're not self-aware, I think that's very healthy. So I would create that with a boundary.
That's right. Clap for yourself, sis, for
I
that.
got
That
you.
was
Yeah. 'Cause you're
that was-
blocking it.
It's a bigger topic of
It can
being
go
very
deeper.
self-aware and knowing yourself and the challenges that all this brings for whatever topics we're about to talk about for in going out. People need to be very self-aware.
Right.
Otherwise you wouldn't be dealing with some of the things you're dealing with if you were
If
very
you-
self-aware.
Correct.
So then
For the originals. Just
We-
saying.
we can dive into it today. How you feel?
I'm dead. Come on.
Because I know people gonna dig into my ass at some point today. I just can't wait. Do you? Oh my gosh. Anyways, Chels, I just want to say thank you for sharing.
Of
Yeah.
course.
No, honestly,
I'm always open. Always.
I really appreciate you because I think that you hit some high points because at the end of the day, you know what it is, he knows what it is, and I respect that. Because I've always seen situationships and like casual dating as something negative. And it doesn't have to
It does
be.
not have to be.
At the end of the day, as Simone has said and Chelsea has said, you know yourself. It doesn't even matter what that is. What the topic is. You know yourself. It's not going to defeat you regardless. So it doesn't have to be looked at from a negative standpoint because, as Trine was saying some time ago, is at the end of the day, we can all be casually dating right now. We're in our 30s, right? So we could be casually dating right now to figure out what we want and what we don't want. There's nothing wrong with dating casually. There's nothing wrong with having a situationship. As long as at the end of the day, you know what it is, they know what it is, and you're aware of
And
yourself.
I'm happy.
And you're happy.
Okay, because you can be in a relationship, everything is so great, and it looks great on the outside, but on the inside, you're not good. So like,
Yeah.
what?
But I mean, I think Simone did open up Pandora's box about something because at the end of the day, if you don't know yourself at all, got some issues with that, it is going to be detrimental and like self-destructive if the situation does not work out.
Correct.
So, if we want to talk about that, because I know the ladies to my left would love to dig into my ass about this.
Not this.
Because they've known me. the longest. We'll dive into that at another time. But I do want to ask you just one more question. When with your situationship, like the expectations, like when did you feel like that was time to have a conversation about the expectations of what this is and where this is going?
When I started to do a lot on my end, I knew like, okay, wait a minute, I'm spending money on you. I'm doing this. We're planning trips. You know my people. You with my friends. Like we getting a little bit deep now. So what it is? I need to know what's up. So that's when I realized, okay, so I just need a little bit clarity just to know, like, oh, I mean your people. I can't say though, like meeting my people, that don't mean shit. But
Wait a minute.
but but
It
I'm
do
saying,
mean
'cause I'm like,
something.
Wait a damn minute now.
I'm
We
saying, 'cause, you know, like
important.
my house is kind of like my people's are kind of like they're like, oh, what's up, boy? You nice to meet you. Like they're welcome in. Like they don't care who you are. Like as long as you cool with what they want, they're gonna welcome you. So I was like,
turns heads. Who is that?
no, my mama ain't
Who
doing
is
that. She
that?
gonna be like,
Asking
oh, who is he?
questions.
Okay, great,
Asking
nice
all
to
the
meet
questions.
you.
start bringing them around until it's something.
Nah, see,
I'm
I don't.
sorry.
I don't. My parents, they know me. They know who
They
I
are not
am.
around until I think they need to be. So when you start walking in through these doors and you're meeting my circles, you must be someone because otherwise you are not stepping through that door.
We've already
Yeah.
done a thorough background check. I know your social security number, how much money you got in your bank account, your
For
blood
sure.
account, everything else in between.
All
Yeah.
your baby mamas, we got it.
Yeah.
My friends have already done that check.
Not too many baby mamas. I can't do too many baby mamas, y'all.
Another conversation.
Another one.
But so
Clock
yeah, I
that
mean, that's what I'm saying. Like once I started asking, once you start coming around, you around people, we spending time together. I'm spending the night. I know a lot. We're deep in, not like basic stuff. That's how I was like, well, I need to verify before we get to this next level. That's my next level. I don't know where everybody's next level is, but to me, like you mean my people, yeah, it's a little up there. You my sister, my friends, my brothers, like you're in it. You're in it. Like, yeah, like, okay, yeah, we need to figure out, do we need to stop here? Because we can stop here and be
All right.
dating
For
only.
sure.
But yeah, if it's for me, that was my situation. Like I figured like, okay, that's when I knew like, okay, we can move forward. It's okay. I feel it's a comfort because it is a comfort to me. Like, okay, well, I can meet X, Y, and Z. I can meet X, Y, and Z or your friends, or we can all blend together. But I mean, it's a feeling. You got it, but you have to be confident in yourself and confident in like, okay, I know. But if you're not confident, yeah, you're gonna feel crazy and look crazy sometimes.
For sure. All right.
Do we need another shot?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break.
We'll be back.